Yeah!
Yes!
Hello there and welcome to the Enigmatic Productions channel. I'm your host, Edward Harvey, and I'm joined with Johann, and we've got a very special Halloween Nightmare on Elm Street reaction today. Now, this was suggested by one of our viewers. It was on, I'll put that on the screen now so you can see the suggestion. But it's like, we've had a few people actually suggest this, not just on YouTube in the comments, but on like social media like Instagram and stuff. So it's because we've done an iconic films like the Halloween 1978, we've done a reaction to that. People kind of want us to do more classic horror movies. So this is just a request basically, and we're fulfilling that request on. We've got to do it on the Halloween, Shocktober, haven't we? We've got to do it.
Oh, are we officially calling it Shocktober?
Well, that a lot of people call it that, so that's not just me. That's just one of those things. I've heard Spooktober before, but that's the wordplay doesn't kind of work with that. So Shocktober sounds like October.
Shocktober.
So
like
basically, we'll just react to our favourite scenes from Nightmare on Elm Street 1984. Let's do it. What I love about this opening is you can just hear his breathing. Like, he's like he's so excited about making this murder weapon that he's just like dead, like he's just like going
yeah. It's out at the beginning. It did sound like he's just come back from a run, probably because he's being chased by all the parents. But the glove is awesome, isn't it?
It is. This is not Robert Englund, is it?
No, this is not his hand. There's so much like really. When I think classic horror movies, I think this now because it's like it's got so many iconic classic kind of shots you see mimicked constantly, like the long corridor with the shadow in the back and the steamy room and everything else. It's all like it's now almost cliche now watching this.
Yeah. Tina.
Brilliant.
Also, what's interesting with this first movie is Freddy Krueger is credited as Fred Krueger.
So what's it after the second one when it's like, oh, you know what? He's a bit more chill now. Call him Freddy.
Yes, I think throughout the entire movie is known as Fred Krueger. The music there, it said music credit, Charles Bernstein. What an iconic score this is.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, this is what scared me the most when I was a kid. I remember when we did the Halloween 1978 one, we were talking about you could watch it without the music on as a kid and it wouldn't scare you, but if you put the music on, it did scare you. It's the same with this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, like the majority of the things wouldn't really kick in unless there was music or the sound design to it. Because especially here, since it's trying to play with soundscapes and playing with dreamscapes, it's just, oof. Oh my goodness, there's such a baby-faced Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp's about 15 or something. He looks tiny.
Oh my goodness. How did that turn eventually up to being Jack Sparrow? I have no idea. The journey from here to how he is now is astronomical.
So we're building up to these first initial kind of big scares, aren't we here?
Yeah, I mean, with a lot of this stuff, actually, you don't really see Freddy Krueger do too much until about later on in the movie, and he really does the whole thing. A lot of it's build up till he's revealed properly or when he does something, so it's all tension building.
Yeah, because most people think of this movie as like just like a bloody kind of like slasher, but there is quite a great deal of like tension in a lot of the scenes.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
This was a lot of this is build up.
Oh, here we go.
No, you should have put your cross on, Nancy.
Oh, it's a simple effect, but it looks really, really creepy.
It's really
You see
creepy.
the face come through first, then the claws, like, the hands.
Oh, it's so creepy.
And the lighting is very, very good, isn't it? The way it's lit is really cool. So we've got to watch all of Tina's demise, I think.
Poor Tina. Tina actually gets it. Out of all the deaths, Tina gets it pretty bad.
You can tell it's a dream because she wouldn't be this confident if it was real life. Just like, I'm going to walk down the street in the middle of the night just barefoot and just take him on.
Just with a shit. But also, this is the very much sort of stereotype of, teenagers hear a noise, they don't just they just walk towards them. Uh-oh. No. This is the thing, I'll say
Stretch Armstrong, horror version.
This is by far the only bad part of the whole movie.
That's got to be. Look at the way he runs as well. His running is comical.
Yeah. No, but I think the only bad part, obviously, is the stretchy arm. But everything else, the effects are done so astronomically well. Uh-oh. Whoop! Oh, this is gross. Oh, I remember this bit.
Just like green. It's like green slime.
The first time I saw that as a kid, I thought, and just looking at how blasé he was when he chopped off his finger was horrendous. Like, oh my god! This is when I think of Nightmare on Elm Street. This is one of the first things I think of. Is this sequence? It's so well pulled off, and do you know how it's done through perspective? Because actually, there was actually, I believe, a rotating room.
The whole set rotates. Yeah.
The whole set rotates and lots of wire work, so it's actually forced perspective how this scene works. It's so good. And weird thing is, I've never seen anyone properly replicate this properly. Everyone else, you can see looks fake. And here, it's just, you can see she's in a lot of pain.
It's grotesque. It's really, really horrible every time you watch it. It never gets easy to watch.
It's a lot of blood. There's a lot of blood.
She flops down the bed so lifelessly, like a piece of meat.
According to Shakespeare, there was something operating in nature. Perhaps inside human nature itself.
One thing I always kind of find funny about like English class or stuff like that in like movies is they always make it feel as the most boring lesson in the history of time.
Yeah.
Like every time.
You can see all the students almost half asleep, can't you?
Well, Nancy's especially asleep because she did not sleep last night. Clearly. It's like no one wants to be in it. I get English is not the funnest lesson in the world, but as a teacher, I'm slightly offended.
This bit really creeped me out as a kid when his voice merges into the nightmare version.
Yeah.
Oh,
that wet noise. Oh, it's gross.
Bad dreams.
It's so good. It's because at this point, it's weird, right? Because for us, she looks like she's just blinked, and then suddenly it shows how quickly Freddy Krueger can just get you, because one blink you're asleep and then boom, you're chopped away or being dragged away by
it. This girl's great.
Where's your path? Through your
Ow. Oh, here it is. I love this bit.
Hey, Nancy. No running in the hallway.
It's so creepy. It's so creepy.
Did you know that the choice of red and green was deliberately chosen because in a survey where they assess people of what colours go together and what don't, and the worst results were red and that kind of red and that kind of green going together. So he deliberately wanted the worst combination of colours of those stripes.
Like, she's dead. You know she's dead. Oh,
So many cool silhouette shots of Freddy in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, maggots.
Watch me, I'm made out of goo and maggots. Oh, it's so gross.
You can see why he got, like, even though he's in a movie for adults, you can see why he had a kid's appeal, because he's like a toy, isn't he? You know, like those gross toys that you kind of like in the 80s and 90s. You have like loads of weird, gross toys, like Ghostbuster toys, like slime coming out people's heads and stuff like that. He's like a gross toy.
At the end of it, I think it's also because he's also playing with a lot of the stuff that he's doing is childhood fears, but half the time as well, like some people find that kind of funny and cool now. Like, hey, maggots and ooh, the darkness. It's all that kind of stuff. I haven't had a bath in so long. It's been so long since I've had a bath.
I think if people are either a shower person or a bath person, you don't get many people that just like take daily baths.
I know, right? So it's because it's so bad for the water supply and stuff like that. But also, I mean, look, she looks comfy. She's got a pillow and everything else, and then this comes out. Oh, it's uncomfortable.
It's right between her legs as well.
And just proper grabbing distance. Oh, that's nasty.
You see the mom is getting more drunk as the movie's going on. She's kind of like look totally out of it by now.
I think it's because by the end of it, she's like, oh, it's only been a week and you guys are the worst. It's actually I love this part because even though we get the prelude and a little bit of the backstory from shots beforehand, this is where we actually really find out who Freddy is, and he is not nice. And it also shows how all the parents are just as bad, for they purposely went him and lynched him and put him alight.
Yeah.
He can't get you now. He's dead, honey, because Mommy killed him.
Oh, there it is.
God, why did she get the glove?
That's the question. Why does she get to keep a glove?
That's what serial killers do. Keep a memento. Oh yeah, and this is leading up to.
Oh, this is the big scene.
Johnny Depp's crop top.
What is it with the 80s and crop tops, man? Like, I do not have the abs full of crop tops, so the kids in the 80s must have. They must have had like abs for days.
You'll see when it cuts back to Johnny Depp in his room on his bed, like his room is like an idyllic 80s room. Like you'd want that room. And I like the fact that he's like literally doing every kind of entertainment option at once. He's like watching the TV, he's got listening to music. He's like...
the guy's got everything running at once. I think he's even also reading a comic at the same time. So he's trying to multitask.
So much blood was used
so much blood
in this scene.
There must be more blood there than what's actually in the human body, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Like there has to be, because...
Here we go. That screech sound.
Oh, it's horrendous. I hate that noise. Oh.
What if Glenn tries to call?
It's like fingernails on a chalkboard. It's horrendous. Uh-oh.
Oh my god, it's disconnected.
Oh no!
Don't we crash zoom onto it? I'm sure we do.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah!
Yes! Oh, that's
Take that phone, God.
No more service for you.
Oh, here we go.
Like there is. Oh my god, that's the whole thing. That's everything, and the kitchen sink.
The record player went down, the TV went with him. And then look how much blood. That's like a whole class of blood. Like the whole class has gone down there. You know, I don't think that's just Johnny Depp. That's all the murders that he's done so far.
Oh, it's a gusher. Thing is, right? The mum walks in, sees this. How the hell can she explain it?
She can't.
My son got eaten by a bed.
This is like the A-Team or something, like in terms of the ingenious like level of trap she makes. She
is, yeah.
Learns about it in like just a book she's probably got from the library as well.
I was just thinking she's just like she's just a female equivalent of MacGyver, you know. Uh-oh.
Where's Fred?
Where's Fred? At this point, you think it's over, like it's not happened, like it's all there. And
there he is!
There he is!
Oh, that's shot number 1.
Yep, okay. Oh, what? The shot number 2. Yeah, break it through! Uh-oh.
There he is. Oh!
Ooh, that hurts!
I can feel that myself every time I see it.
Yeah, that and, you know,
gives me a
falling down the
stomachache.
stairs. Oh, that and falling down the stairs, too. That's not going to help. Oh, I ain't going to last long. Oh, damn! So much broken glass. There is so much broken glass in the house right now. Like, come on! Oh, it's almost getting annoying because you know it's a point you're trying to. It's in most horror movies. It's a bit where you're trying to convince everyone else that the thing that you're seeing is real. It's just really trying. Uh-oh. Oh, we know you don't like fire, Freddy.
No, that's his weakness, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come on, Saxon.
Come on, Saxon! You can do it! Come on, Saxon!
Rest in peace.
Come on, Saxon.
Going after the mom.
Oh God, that is terrifying, and also how well done is that? What do you mean? What the hell's going on? Just look what you can see. I am strangling your mom.
On fire. So badass.
That is the worst.
This is a weird bit. This is like a very obvious like model.
Yeah, it's like goodbye. It's so weird how she's like, oh yeah, she's dead now. This is how she dies. Okay, sure. Yeah, Saxon's face sums it up. It doesn't. You've not seen a single thing in like this entire movie. Sitting there going, what is even that?
Yeah, it's what's weird is the fact he's not like sort of that upset. He's just, there's so much disbelief in his face because he's like, what the hell is this? What am I seeing here?
I think 2 things happen in that moment. One, he finally believes her because he too has seen something completely batshit crazy. All right. And 2, it's just like, well, I can't even be mad at this. I don't even know what it is. So
exactly.
But at least we know the Krueger's dead now, right?
No.
No. Oh.
One last scare, eh? The classic.
You know,
more stretchy stuff.
There it is. Oh, it's so weird.
You're there, Freddy.
Just popped out of there like a cocoon.
I know you too well now, Freddy.
Oh, the way his face is lit in that scene.
So creepy. Like, for most of the movie, you don't really see his face.
No, it's just like the highlights, isn't it, on like the rough skin.
Not alive. This whole thing is just a dream. I want my mother and friends again.
What?
I take back every bit of energy I gave you. You're nothing.
You shit!
You shit! You shit, boy! You
You
shit!
shit, mate! You shit!
There you go!
I love the glittery, like, dissolve.
Yeah. By the end of it, you know, that's how it's done. He dies through not being scared of him anymore.
It's gonna burn off.
Mum's back, looking not as drunk as usual.
No.
Oh, I feel like $1 million. They say you bottomed out.
I
Well,
love
you know,
it. I love the bit where she says to Nancy, "You're looking a little bit peaked," and she touches her face so many times. Look, watch.
Did I keep you
Yeah.
awake last night? You look a little bit peaked.
She's like touching her face so much. I hate people touching my face. They'll be like, "Off," and swatting her away.
See, I understand a pat, right? But do multiple, you think like, stop it. Oh, here she comes.
Hi, everybody.
Everything, I love how this, I love that when I first saw it, I didn't think like this was the ending because I thought like, it's too good. And then, but look at everyone's back, but it's not how it is. Not good. Uh-oh.
You're in the
Bye.
in the Freddy mobile. You only ever see that in this movie, don't you?
Yeah, you already seen the Freddy Mobile. And then,
Ready for it?
oh, the creepy children!
Yeah!
It's perfect.
It is so good. It is like the worst. It is the worst effect ever in like a slasher movie. But it's like it's just so funny now. It's entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's actually, I think, after going through a movie that for the most of it is just quite tense. It's not scary. It's more like tense. That to either end it on such a silly little effect, it just makes it all fun again. You realise you're watching a horror movie. It's great.
And then we get the 80s like pop rock like on the credits.
Oh yeah, that's how it's done.
So looking back, Johann, at Nightmare on Elm Street 1984, what are your thoughts like watching it sort of nowadays? Do you still enjoy it?
I enjoy it, but I think I appreciate some of it more than when I first watched it, because I know for a fact that things are building up to things, and I love the build up to it now. I notice far more. The movie's got a lot more build up than people suspect it has.
Yeah.
It's not just blood and guts and gore. But when you got older, now the other thing though is once you get older, you realize that some of the effects are really well done, like still stand out. But then there's some that have aged terribly.
Yeah, I think they literally, you know, with the worst effect at the end that we just saw, I think they literally run out of money by that point, and they had to do that extra bit, and they didn't have any money to do it, so that's why it's kind of like you can forgive them a little bit because they spent so much money on all the other stuff, which is great. That they had to like the studio kind of wanted Wes to do that bit at the end there. He was kind of happy with it, and they wanted him to do that extra little bit, so they did it with hardly any money, and yeah.
It kind of explains why the ending of it just seems so cheeky and cheap at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the ending is very abrupt and random, but I think again you can tell that this is the first of the series because the world building is there but not too deep. You know how sequels always seem to over egg the backstory. Yeah. But there is just enough. The Fred Krueger is just enough. You know, he's not Freddy Krueger, he's just Fred Krueger.
Yeah.
And he's genuinely a menace. And I think that's something I miss when looking back at this, comparing it to other movies in the franchise, is after, let's say, the third one, he became a bit of a joke. Like, you couldn't take him seriously. And here, he's genuinely scary, and I really appreciate how much of a genuinely nasty character he is.
Yeah, I mean, he became scary again for Wes Craven's New Nightmare, didn't he? That was one where they made him scary again. But yeah, the original movie, and actually like 2 and sort of 3, he was kind of a scary kind of Freddy. Watching it now, I see it as like a Halloween popcorn movie now. So I kind of, a lot of the time I'm just having fun with it. I'm not really scared with it. But there are certain scenes, like the scene where Tina gets butchered and you just see her kind of get stabbed and like thrown around on the ceiling and stuff. That is still horrific to watch now, even today. But a lot of the scenes are fun, and you can just kind of enjoy it and kind of put it on at Halloween sort of time and have a blast, you know.
Yeah, it's a proper full-blown Halloween classic now. You watch it not because it's scary anymore, but it's the fact that it's the idea of what a good Halloween movie should be. Like, it is spooky, it's tense, but also it's fun, it's a little silly, it's a little gory. It's just a good watch.
Yeah, definitely. So, guys, what are your thoughts on the original Nightmare on Elm Street? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you again. Right, thanks for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like. If you want to see more from us, hit that subscribe. See you next time on Enigmatic Productions.